And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that break. Hope you enjoyed that lovely Gabe tradition, of course, making the pizza for all those at HomeStory Cup. Ah, it was beautiful. Not gonna lie, when we saw Gabe show up on cams, I legit thought he was wearing nothing but an apron. You saw like he Pappy. Oh my god, he was so exposed. It was crazy. Regardless, I'm sure the pizza, despite the bit of burning, I'm sure it tastes amazing. It's making me hungry, Pappy. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god. But here we go. We are diving into our fresh series here. We are continuing our run in Group B, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player himself, the Red Terran. It is Kelazhur. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It's time to get your gambler going. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Ooh, as we settle into our TvP. Again, shout out to Gabe, of course, for providing his lovely cooking skills over at HomeStory Cup. And we still have 2 rounds left in the night. 2 rounds left here in Group B, this round 5, and of course 1 more round afterwards as well. And it's going to be a close one. Both Gerald and Kelazhur have been, they've been performing, they've been improving here throughout the year of play. Gerald's looking quite good throughout the group stage here. He did have a hard time against Maru previously, but he has been able to force ace matches here out of his opponents, out of both Showtime and out of Spirits as well. What about Kelazhur? What about Diego? Let's go. Now, historically in TvP, Kelazhur has been very aggressive. He's usually very aggressive, very assertive, very in-your-face in 2-base play as well, so I imagine that trend will continue here. In saying that, though, I'm a little bit surprised when it comes to the vetoes. Game 1 is going to be on Abyssal Reef, a very large map, very long rush distance by ground, very defendable on 2 and 3 bases, so if Kelazhur were to be aggressive here, this wouldn't really be the best map for it. So we'll see if he does embrace something more economic. For now, double gas. Double gas opener, fast factory already here by Kelazhur, so it is going to be much more assertive here in Game 1. Meanwhile, the probe does escape, does dip away here on the right hand side, does avoid the Reaper, and coming in for a follow-up scout. Second scout is upon us. Kelazhur does fully wall up. Walls off the main, Reaver races back home, and the probe is going to be shut down. From here, Kelazhur can expand, CC on the low ground, back across the map. Gerald's going for a gate cyber expand as well. Standard opener out of Gerald, a bit of a safer opener here out of Kelazhur. We'll see where it leads us here. Interesting, not going for a Hellions, going for a Widow Mine first. So this is looking to lead into a mine drop. Starport's on the way for the medevac for the drop play. So initial drop opener out of Kelazhur. Meanwhile, Reaper moves out across the map. Little thread and a dive. I believe gets eyes on tech. There we go. Does confirm the Twilight Council. Gerald knows. He knows it's not going to be a Stargate, it's not going to be a Robo, is aware of the Twilight Council. From here should be Blink. I mean, it is Geralt, so we may see Glaives at some point, sorry, we may see DTs at some point in the series, but for now, Blink should be on the way. As there's no proxy out on the map. There's no proxy. Adept does threaten his shade. We'll pick up 1 Marine, but just the one. The other does stand its ground, takes down the Adept. Not a bad trade here by Kelazhur whatsoever. CC was delayed for a moment, but is going to be able to get well underway. And really, our eyes are going to be on Geralt here. How many gateways? 2 gate, 3 gate, or 4 gate Blink Stalker. For now, we have the second gateway on the way, working towards Blink, of course. There's that Robo follow-up. And we'll see if Geralt throws down extra gateways or just expands. Again, based on the map, based on Abyssal Reef, I would not be opposed to Geralt just going for a faster 3rd base. And speaking of, the probe is in position for an expansion. So 2 gate Blink into a 3rd, very economic build here by Geralt. Very economic. Meanwhile, back at home, Kelazhur working towards his tank production. And he's moving out already. Jesus, moving out real quick, by the way. If you recall, I did mention how Kelazhur is very aggressive typically in this matchup. We do see a lot of 2-base play out of Kelazhur in TvP, and we see that here. Going for a Widowmine, into early tank, into early medevac, into a very early push. And his goal here, deny the 3rd. Deny the 3rd base, punish the greed of his opponent. You know, a tank has arrived, we'll siege up, Widowmine sieges as well. Actually, stepping forward, going for the expansion. Stalkers, they come in from behind. They try to collapse on the tank. Nice pickup. Nice movement here out of Kelazhur. Saves the tank. Stalkers, they dive in. They will focus on the first tank, but not without losing a lot of hit. A lot of Stalkers. 3 Stalkers go down. Massive pick off. 2 Stalkers left. Kelazhur, he will lift. Going to the main. Heads into the main base, heading into the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. Blink is done though, and Gerald, he will defend. He will defend. He will shut this down. Ooh, getting a lot of hits off there on the medevac, and the third base survives. Third base does live. All in all, this was a better trade for Gerald. Did lose 3 Stalkers, true. That was 3 Stalkers going down, but he gets a tank, he saves the expansion, and he pins the medevac into the corner of the map. Meanwhile, we do have our follow-up. Third CC is on the way, so this is not a 2-base all-in, but Kelazhur is working towards tanks and Banshees. Banshees are on the way behind this. Again, Kelazhur is still being very aggressive. First Banshee does arrive, but Gerald's in position. Gerald is ready here at the natural, and Cloak was not researched. No Cloak, no Hyperflight Rotors, not this time. Kelazhur does move out. Once again to reinforce, this time with 2 tanks. 2 tanks are on the way towards the natural. Meanwhile, Gerald's getting into his 3rd and 4th gateway. Bay is on the way for Colossus. The tanks there within range of the mineral line. Yeah, they're within range. 2, 3, 4, 5 probes going down. Nice down here by Kelazhur. I had forgotten about this, but now it all comes flooding back. I do remember many a ZBT where I had to deal with this tank position. No. Not like this. Meanwhile, second Banshee does hit the 3rd. Drop into the main. Gerald, he does leave this wide open. Brings a bust back in. Mining time. Mine shot goes up. Up. On the probes. Not even. Shot gets wasted. That's going to be 5, 6 more probes going down. Nice trade here by Kelazhur. Likewise hits a natural. Gets more probes. 7, 8, 9 probes going down, up to 10. Oh my god, Gerald is being pulled apart. I mean, a very hard time keeping up. Gonna be 10 probe kills. And Gerald is gonna try to collapse on the army. Comes from behind. They should be able to. Marines are cleaned up, tanks are exposed. Tank blows on the sword with a nice spread here from Gerald. Avoid splash damage. Banshees, they hit the main and the natural at the same time. More probes going down. 7 probes in total, forcing a recall. And throughout all this, Kelazhur is establishing his 3rd. Kelazhur is taking a better expansion or a greater economy. Going up towards Stim, towards combat shields. And Gerald, he's quite committed actually. He's moving out across the map with everything he has. Bold mid by Gerald. Observer goes down. He rotates over. So far, Kelazhur is keeping up. Mine going off. Army is spotted. Kelazhur, he's got 1 tank. He's got a good amount of bio. Stim is done in a couple of seconds. With Stim finishing, he should be fine. Should be able to hold his own. Oh, but Zealous, they do hit the natural. He's going to be pulled apart. And he has to peel away some of his army. SCVs are going down. He has reinforcements though. Kelazhur is tempted to stim in. Tempted back. Doesn't go for it yet. 9 SCV kills. Good damage dealt by Gerald. He's recovering. Getting a 4th expansion. Does back off though. Backs off, taking towards charge, towards storm, I should say. Charge is done. Kelazhur, he does shut down the Zealots though. Nice cleanup. Shuts down the Zealots, is building up here, getting into Viking production. Due to the Colossus, of course. And Kelazhur will soon move out. And once again, Gerald, he has... Sorry, Gerald. Kelazhur, he has momentum. He is up in army supply. Does move out across the map. So there's plenty of marauders, plenty of tanks. Stim is done. And Gerald, he needs a little bit more time for Storm. Storm is being chronoed as we speak. It's going to be how many Colossus to defend? Two Colossus. Highland spots the army. So he rotates. Observer spots it. Pushing in. Oh. Colossus taking a lot of hits, stimming off the ramp. Storm is not yet done. Oh. And Storm is not done. Robo's under fire as well. And Kelazhur, he can't engage. He has to go the long way around. Yeah, Gerald, he's been caught out of position. Gonna try to respond. Kelazhur is all over this. Storms, they graze the army. The Vikings, they go him. They shut down every single Colossus. Robo went down as well. And Kelazhur is snowballing out of control. Came with the production. Do you have a recoil here towards the third? But Kelazhur, he can just keep pushing into the main. And he just stims in. Stims on in. Storm is done. But it may not matter. May not matter anymore. And Temple moving forward. There is one Storm. Not a bad connection. But Kelazhur, he just drops here towards the third. Doesn't matter. Doesn't stop. Doesn't slow down. Overcharge doing what they can. And Gerald, he's holding. Gerald, he will hold on. Just this drop down. Likewise, Gerald, he has a fourth. I mean, now a third.
Game paused.
As it looks like we might have... yeah, once again, the lag spikes, they continue. Not like this. Oof. As again, throughout the entire day, throughout the entire broadcast so far, I should say, HomeStory Cup at the venue, they have had some really rough internet. They've had a lot of lag spikes, and we have had a couple of instances where we've had to resume from replay. But looks like it's okay. Looks like our players are jumping back in.
Game resumed.
Okay. Gerald's rebuilding is natural. Moving out. Mainstream is down. No shot. No. What is that, like the sixth time? Jesus. Ay ay ay. So I'm sorry to hear about that. Definitely sorry to hear, and hopefully it comes back soon. As Gerald is going to be pushing. Kelazhur behind this. Caught on siege. One tank goes down. Nice pickup. One tank falls. We have 3 storms at least with the main army. Picking away the forces of Kelazhur. At the same time, Zalarambai will hit the natural. Likewise, Banshee's hitting the 4th. Main army's going to be engaging. Oh, does dive in. He's going to be committing. Storm zoning away. Storm's edge of zone. Kelazhur pulling back, but again, Kelazhur is going to be the first to max out. And once that happens, Kelazhur, he can afford to trade, even if it's going to be an inefficient fight. Can take it. Ghosts have finally hit the field. EMP grazes the army. Connects with one High Templar. Oh, massive storm. Storm does connect. Zealous once again coming in towards the natural. No wall on the high ground. And no wall at the ramp. Kelazhur being dragged over to defend. So far, so good. Templar coming in. The storm doesn't quite connect though. Neither does the other. Good dodges here from Kelazhur. He's stimming on forward. Takes the storm to the face. Massive connection. But that was the final storm for Gerald. And he's going to be chased down. There's nothing left. Kelazhur, he stims in. Takes out the Immortal. Takes out the High Templar. And he can just keep going. He can send it from here. Actually, the Archon comes in for a surround, catching out these Stalkers as well. They can't blink away. They can't escape. Every Stalker goes down. Ay, ay, ay. Back at home, what do we have to defend? We have some Zealots. We have Disruptors in production. Disruptors that will help, but And the army is pretty heavily stimmed, true. But even then, Gerald does need a juicy connection. Kelazhur shouldn't give him that. Denies the expansion, Nova goes up, Kelazhur pulls away. A very nice splits. Oh my god, Kelazhur, Diego, calm down. Likewise avoids most of the storm. Stims in. There's one more disruptor that is popping out. Another storm coming in for a flank as well, but alas, no connection, no major connection. Decent over towards the end. Up. Doesn't quite connect. Doesn't quite connect though. Now with that, looks like Kelazhur, he has done it. He has broken the natural, stimming in towards the third. Getting on top of those robos. And ensuring that Gerald just doesn't have anything left. Again, it is unfortunate that there was some latency issues previously in the game. I hope it didn't really impact the swing of things here, but regardless, GG, well played. Kelazhur will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but we were typing in the chat earlier. It's 8:21 a.m. in the morning here. 8:21, and I don't know if you noticed, but it's finally hitting me, and I was slurring my words a little bit there in that last cast. The fatigue, it's settling in. It's almost 9 a.m. Papi, almost 9. Let's go. we got this. As we're getting ready for game number 2. Again, Kelazhur does have a lead, and we'll see if he can continue this lead, or if Gerald can fight back, as we're getting into Neon Violet Square. Alright, let's go. Let us go. It's like 4:20 p.m. in Florida. Perfect. The afternoon. Oh my god. Crazy. No. We're getting in towards 9 a.m. here in Australia. Let's go. As, yeah, it's time to get your pachinko going, Papi. Neon Violet Square. We're going to be loading into this map for the second time tonight. For the second time here in day 1 of HomeStory Cup. Let's go. And again, the pressure's going to be on Gerald here to bring it back. As he didn't have the worst start. If you recall, Kelazhur committed quite hard to his early tank drop. The tank went down, the drop was deflected. Like Gerald, sorry, he had a decent start to the game, but last wasn't quite able to get the lead he wanted. And now we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neon Violet Square. We have the Polish Protoss player for Streamer Zone down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player from Brazil. It is Kelazhur. Diego, baby, Diego. Let's go. Okay. Loading into Neon Violet Square. Again, it has been years. It's been far too long since this map has been in the map pool. For those that were around back in the day, you would remember back in 2017. 2017 into 2018 was when Neon Violet Square was in the ladder map pool. Now it is back once again. One of the big features, of course, is the pocket base. We do have a pocket base available to us. So because of this, we have a pretty secure 3 and even 4 base setup here on this map. This can lead us into longer game states as a result. Even this low ground expansion can be fortified depending on how well you set up here on the low ground. So we'll see if we do embrace the longer game state. As I mentioned before, though, I do still stand by it. The fact that Kelazhur is usually more aggressive in this matchup. We saw it previously in game 1, where Kelazhur did open up with an early tank drop. Here in game 2, once again, economic opener, going for a single Rax into a CC on the low ground, but this can then follow and lead into something more aggressive. So we'll keep an eye on Kelazhur. Again, my eyes are on him more than anything coming in towards the early to mid game. Meanwhile, Gerald does arrive. We'll delay the CC. Tasing away at that worker. As the probe does skirt around the edge, does slip into the pocket base, but alas, it looks like it was barely spotted by Kelazhur. He will shut it down. The probe is found out. We have the safety bunker on the way on the high ground, just to be secure. And Kelazhur is settling in. Here we go. As for now, we do have Gerald going for his tech of choice. As a reminder, last game, Gerald did go 2-gate blink into a third, which is why I want to say that Kelazhur's build had a little potential to try to punish Gerald. Last didn't punish him in the end. Not as much as I'm sure he would have liked. So we'll see if Gerald does go for 2-gate blink once again, or if he goes for extra gateways. As Kelazhur does move out, behind this, he's going to be going for a 3cc, not just 3cc. 3cc into a 3-racks. Very greedy build here by Kelazhur, rushing into that third base on location. Oh my god. The greed is real. Beyond would be envious. Oh my god. The 3cc 3-racks. What does this lead? This leads into a 3-base stim timing. On top of that, of course, the third base is going to be so fast, and this skyrockets ahead. It skyrockets or snowballs out of control in the mid game with that greater economy. I mean, it usually does, but it might be lessened here on Neo Violet Square just because this expansion is less valuable. There's only 2 patches. Sorry, there's only 4 patches, 2 and 2 instead of 6. So because of that, there's less saturation here. There's less potential for an economy. We'll see how hard this hits from Kelazhur. As he's working towards stim, combat shields, and eventually a medevac move out. Meanwhile, Gerald back at home going for his linear third. He's going for that linear third base. So once again, 2-gate blink into a third, economic opener out of Gerald, following it up with extra gateways. Wait, sorry. It was actually 1-gate blink into a third. Crazy. Gerald's cutting extra corners there. Corners that I didn't quite expect. I mean, I guess it was gate robo into expand, but yeah, quite greedy there by Gerald. More so than I'm used to seeing. I mean, he's going to get away with it. Still going to move out. They don't quite get the SCV. Rico back home. Getting position. Kelazhur likewise moving out. And Gerald, I do think he could have been a little bit more active here. Could have been more active slowing down the push. Stim is not yet done, so Kelazhur would not have had the opportunity to really get on top of the army, on top of the stalkers of Gerald. Gerald doesn't know that, but Kelazhur just now moving out, and Stim is going to finish up just in time for the actual attack at the third. So very strong 3-rack stim timing here from Kelazhur. We'll threaten that dive. Has 3 Marauders. Shield battery's not done. But the Immortal arrives just in time, and Gerald with a force field to defense. Defense, he forces Kelazhur back. And forces stim. Picking up a Marauder. Very nice pickup. Gets 1, gets 2. Oh my god, can he get 3? He gets all 3 Marauders, Pappy. Oh my god, Gerald, calm down. Gets 3 Marauders, forces Kelazhur back. Very nice pickups. Behind this, Kelazhur is working towards the rest of his maxes, into his own starports, into his eventual medevac production. Is building up on 3 bases. Gerald, he pokes in, he gets a depot. Not bad. Depot pulls away. He's settling into a longer game state. 4th expansion's been thrown down. Double forge into double upgrades. Extra gateways. Charge +1. Now that Gerald's gained map control, he's just taking in every which direction. And he can get away with it. Kelazhur is just stuck at home. He doesn't know how much is waiting for him just outside. Is he going to be able to risk any drop plays as medevacs were heavily delayed? But once the medevacs arrive, then he can start moving out. And he can start being active. Back. Every time units move through the checkerboard, it's funny. It's that pachinko machine, papi. Let's go. I mean, unironically, this can actually influence fights, 100%. When it comes to, I mean, it automatically like pre-splits your army if you're up against Ling Bane. Likewise, though, it can congest the army as well if you're looking to engage or dive in. Meanwhile, Medevacs get caught out. One full Medevac falls. Nice pick up here by Gerald. And saying that though, the other medevac does unload and the stalkers do get punished. In the end, both medevacs went down and Kelazhur has to back off. In the end, I want to say a slightly better trade for Gerald, but still losses on both sides. Colossus count building up. Kelazhur pulling away. Building up his tank count. I believe certain size units cannot actually push through this. So Ultras, for example, I believe they cannot actually get through the pachinko machine. Likewise, I don't think tanks can get through that either, or Thors. I think it's massive units can't get through. If I recall correctly. I can't remember if tanks can get in. We'll see. We'll get there. Ultras, yeah. Ultras, they're too thick. They're thick boys. As Kelazhur is maxing out, he's getting his 4th base up and running. Getting to Bio Tank Ghost. Geralt, meanwhile, he opted not to go into Storm. He's working towards Disruptors instead. Going for the gold. Bold move. Gold base on the way. Colossus shots going off. Nice catch here on some of the bio. Same time, Zelrambai does run into the bunker. Kelazhur holds. So far, Kelazhur holding on, maxing out, rotating over. Storm is now on the way for Geralt, but it's not going to be done for quite some time. Disruptors, they made it. The Novas are here. Kelazhur does spot the army. Army gets spotted, Nova goes off. No connection. It's one Marine. Kelazhur moving out. Out, reinforcing Disruptor has arrived. Ooh, gets a massive Nova up. Catches the tail end of the army. Geralt is maxed. Kelazhur trying to get on top of the ram, trying to lay siege upon the Mineral Lion. Massive tank boys going up. Storm does graze the army. But overall, Kelazhur is taking the better fight. Ooh, now the Storm Delta coming from behind. Colossus going down, but it looks like there's just not enough on the ground. Kelazhur, he has to back up. And apparently doesn't have enough. Viking count resets, which means that Geralt can go back into Colossus production. Go back into Colossus. Second Robo's on the way as well. To make 2 at a time. And Geralt holds. Geralt, he does hold quite nicely here. Geralt was able to be more proactive when it comes to engaging to the army just outside. Now moving out. Once again, the army having a hard time pushing in. Oh! Shotgun goes down. Never goes up. Gets a Marine. Gerald trying to collapse in. Likewise, setting up a massive Zealot run by. More Zealot reinforcements on the way. Kelazhur, that planetary looking exposed. It's on its own. And as Kelazhur chases, Gerald, he should soon pull the trigger. Soon just send it. We'll bleed out some High Templar, Disruptors, Immortals. Some pretty high-tech units here are going down. And there we go. Finally, the Zealot Runback comes in. Planetary gets surrounded. Massive storm on the SCVs. Oh my god. High Templar go down. The repairs are just in time. And can we save it? Can we save the base? No, we can't. Oh, it's close. Oh my god. Planetary barely will live. Somehow, some way, it survives. Planetary stands strong. Kelazhur is maxed. Gerald, he's down to 2 High Templar, 1 Disruptor. Oh, that's a little bit scary. Not much to work with. Decent storms. There's that final storm. Archon's morphed in. 0 High Templar available. It's going to be Disruptor and Colossus. And Gerald, he may just go for a base trade. Uh-oh. As Kelazhur moves out, Zealot Runby is getting poised to dive in. Kelazhur hits the 3rd. Zealots they commit, but the main army comes back. Oh my god, the storms! Oh my god! Kelazhur, he stands in the storms! In both of them! Does send in nice EMP on the Archons. Better fight here for Kelazhur. That was a brutal start with those EMPs. Meanwhile, at the same time, Zealots they hit the reinforcements. And they do hit the natural base. Last Kelazhur having a hard time defending. He turns around. Turns back around. Going back to the natural. 9 SCV kills. And it looks like Gerald has just done it here. He has crippled the economy. I mean, there's barely anything going on left for Kelazhur. He's down to 50 SCVs. Down to 50 workers. And Gerald, for the first time in a long time, has momentum. Momentum. Moving in. Denies mining at the 4th. And the 5th as well. Zealots, they do the expansion this time. Kelazhur is ready for it. So he's holding on, going for the gold. True, like if Kelazhur, if he can get that gold base up and running, then he can recover. Trying to recover here. Colossus is pushing in. 27 SCV kills in total. Jesus. And the expansion is going to go down. The fire. Base pulls. That 30 SCVs. Now, what is concerning here is that Kelazhur has a comparable army, like supply, I should say, and that means that he has a super maxed army. He has less SCVs, but more army supply instead, which means Kelazhur is pretty committed here. He's looking for a good fight, and is willing to snowball that into an overall win here. Chasing down Colossus. Nova doesn't quite go up. Colossus are going down. There's 1 Colossus left, and it's going to be chased down here. Gerald here overextends. And this is what I was worried about again. Kelazhur, he has a massive army. Storms coming in on the Vikings. That's an ideal. There's 1 storm left. Kelazhur sims in. Go force a recall. Do we have any storms? Oh, the EMPs! Oh my god! The answer is no. There are no storms. Massive EMPs connect. And Kelazhur, he can keep pushing. Disruptors are coming from behind. 1 disruptor goes down. Novas have been lackluster. With the help of their Zealot reinforcements, though, forcing a pickup. Shooting out medevacs. Kelazhur does have to get out. Takes on an Archon. It's still very tense here. Very tense game state. Gerald lost an expansion, but I mean, Gerald's expansion was under fire, but still up and running. Still there. Kelazhur retaking the gold. This time it's his main. Main floats over. Going for the gold. Let's go. Okay, Kelazhur's committed. He hasn't made a worker in quite some time. Just purely Marine Marauder Ghost. Oh my god, but this time finally this Rambai does get out of hand. Takes down the planetary. Keeps on pushing. That's so many zealots. Just a massive zealot army. Kelazhur, he has to respond. Zealots, they slip into the main, into the natural. SCVs are going down. The main army's about to clash. He steps in. The disruptors, he gets one, he gets two. There's two more left. They get targeted down one after the other. Massive fight here in favor of Kelazhur, but he takes a storm to the face. Another storm as well. It doesn't quite connect. Nice splits. Nice spread by Kelazhur. Kelazhur, he has double the army supply. Double the army supply. Half it is at home, to be fair. There's a massive army. They'll take collapse in. Ooh, two full medics go down. GG gets called, and Gerald, he barely holds on. He does fight back. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Very intense game. Very intense. Very aggressive here by Kelazhur. But again, he just bled out over time. Was unable to keep up with the bases, with the economy of Gerald. Again, Gerald heals up by like what, 20, 30 workers. And with that, GG. GG, well played. We are going to the ace match. Here we go. Getting into the ace match here, and looks like we're going to be getting some extra casters. Looks like some of the other matches have already concluded. Makes sense. Our series has been more back and forth. Oh, actually, this is the final series. Actually, all the other matches have concluded, so it looks like this just in. Maru took down Spirit 2-0, Showtime took down Mojat 2-0, and now everyone is jumping into Kelazhur versus Gerald. Everyone is jumping in. Let's go. As our players are setting up, just making sure we don't leave anyone behind. Now we are jumping into game number 3, the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends in game 3 on Ultra Love. Unfortunately, neither player can make ultras, but Ultra Love nonetheless. Let's go. I don't think ultras actually like the map, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. As we are getting into the ace match, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the blue Polish Protoss player representing Streamer Zone, fighting back, forcing the ace match. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is Kelazhur. I almost lasted the entire broadcast, but the jacket is off. I've taken it off, man. Taken it off. Ah, it's getting too hot. Oh no! Now that the sun is up, it's heating up, man. It's heating up. Oh. But we are going to be settling in. Single gas opener, so it's going to be a Rax expand here by Kelazhur. Economic start to the ace match from our Terran player. Meanwhile, Gerald going for what looks to be a gate cyber expand. So standard opener out of Gerald, more economic start by Kelazhur. So we are settling in. Give me some of that heat. It's cold over here. I would prefer the cold, to be honest. Because if you're cold, then you can warm up, you know? Put on some layers. Get the heater going, if you have one. No, here it's just death. It's just heat and humidity. So Gerald's just being as annoying as possible. We'll back off. We'll get away. As we have the rescout here from Gerald is going to be shut down by the Reaper. And we'll soon embrace our tech of choice. I mean, so far, Gerald, he hasn't really deviated. We've seen a 2-gate blink. I think last game we saw 1-gate blink into a 3rd. Just typically standard economic builds here. We haven't seen the 4-gate blink stalker out of Gerald, for example, or Stargate play. There it is, another Twilight Council. Another Twilight Council is thrown down. Kelazhur trying to get a read on what's going on. Did get eyes on the tech, so Kelazhur knows he's aware of the tech of choice. Alright, glad set up shades across the map. Threatens the natural. Oh, going for the ACV. Up! Up! And he's gonna get it. Yeah, there is no escape. The ACV does go down. Does buy as much time as possible, but it will still fall. So aliens have arrived. Going for the adept. Adept shades in. Cancel. And actually, we have Kelazhur going for very early Marauder production. That I was not expecting. Trading with the Adepts. Early Immortal? Sorry, Marauder. You know what I mean. the Terran Immortal. Marauders are massing up. Hellions on the way as well. And we're getting ready for an early push. There we go. Concussive Shell is being researched. Very committed here by Kelazhur. And Gerald, he hasn't confirmed this yet, but is throwing down 2 extra gateways. That's going to be a 3-gate blink setup. Very safe play by Gerald. Checking his vision. He hasn't seen much. Hasn't seen much yet. But here comes the move outs. Here we go. Hellions, Marauders, Concussive Shell. All going to be coming together here across the map. Meanwhile, he wants those stalkers. Drops in, he gets 1. 1 stalker goes down. There's 2 left. No shield battery. Oh, no shot. No shield battery. No force field either. Sentry warps in. There we go. Barely does force field the ramp. Oh my god. But now we're down to 1 stalker. There's another warp in, dropping over the wall. And the stalkers are targeted down one after the other. Stalker falls. There's 1 more warping in. And this may just be too much. 11 probe kills. Gerald gets caught with his pants down. And Kelazhur is snowballing out of control, going for the final stalker. GG gets called. And Kelazhur, he will take the series 2-1. Taking down Gerald. GG. A very, very aggressive build here. Rushing into Marauders, rushing into Concussive Shell. Unfortunately, Gerald, even though he did go for a 3-gate blink opener, he did not scout the move out, he did not scout the tech, he was going into a 3rd base, and on top of that, no shield battery either. No shield battery at the natural, no sentry either. If you remember, he warped in the sentry reactively after the armor was already in his face, so he just wasn't quite set up for that kind of move out. He didn't spot it ahead of time. GG. GG, well played. Kelazhur catches him out. And with that, we are getting ready for the final series of the night. Whew. Oh boy. We're getting ready here for the final series. Let's go. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back yourselves. Let us switch our scenes over and catch up on Group B as I've barely been keeping up with it. I'm still distracted and still thinking of Gabe in the apron making pizza. I'm hungry. Oh no, here we go.